Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Tyranny. Just my headset a bit. But you know, it's never in the right spot. Okay. So in the last video we discovered Bastard's Wound. Which... not sure how I feel about it. Well, apparently I want to make up after the infirmary because new stuff. Bleh. Well. I haven't leveled up, so I don't really need to go back though. Because I can't learn my lore yet anyway. But yeah, we did two things at Bastard's Wound. First, I got tired of all the frickin' dialogue and started murdering everyone. And then I realized, it's just not worth it. It didn't really give me that much great loot. One of the random chorus members that was there did have a interesting weapon. But otherwise, yeah, it's just not really worth murdering them all. Merchants don't really have that great stuff, but... but we did get... where was it? A Strength 5 sigil. Which we don't even really have the lore to put onto half our stuff. Oh, so you know what? Overkill. I don't know, I would lose my joyful. Apparently we don't actually get exhausted that often, despite traveling for days upon days. I think Pillars of Eternity has a system where basically if you spent too long, your people got tired and they wanted you to rest. This, less so. It's basically, oh hey, well, so long as we keep our buff, and your buff lasts until the next rest, so why should you rest? Except for recharging and rest skills. And we don't really have rest skills. So yeah. Like per encounter spells are, yeah, sure, why not? We may or may not use them. Per rest skills I rarely use because I don't need to. So we need to go talk to two people in Leftman's Crossing. Completely leave them both in Leftman's Crossing though, so that's the thing. But anyway, so remember this person over there that we basically talked to and said nothing to us, practically? Well, now she's relevant. As the woman pits the produce in a carriage sack, her hands appear focused on finding a particular piece of fruit. But her eyes are intent on the other shoppers in the marketplace below. And passes by her, accidentally dropping a pouch as it goes. Bends down to retrieve it. Hands back to him. Careful, you almost lost this. Takes the pouch. None of this is happening. He takes the pouch with a blushy smile and promptly walks away, clutching the pouch close to her side. The woman spots your approach and now walks away. Greetings, how may I be of service? Man, clever, I almost didn't see you pawn those rings into that pouch. Almost. Well, I didn't realize I had an audience. Must be a sign I'm slowing down after all these years. Don't worry, nothing underhanded. Just try to repay a debt on the quiet. Certainly someone such as yourself understands the need for discretion. Jeez. Anyway, my letter, I presume, yes, for the peddler my friend mentioned. Yes, that's me, but while I'm in town, Zanthra will suffice. No one's gonna say Mileta. Not gonna say Xantrum, though. But sure, why not? For sufficing my life work, discretion is lesson number one. I've seen someone else fail in their discretion, else you wouldn't be here. To there tell you if no response, I've something I could do for you. If I phobia. Well, the fact is that I know her, that's free. Current information costs extra, and information on friends costs extra. So this isn't the kind of question I'm comfortable answering. We could terminate. Leftrange Crossing likes me, so people like me. I can't buy agreeing with noble sentiments, but if a fate binder is asking, I can find me to be forthcoming. Phoebe sends me the occasional missive. Last I heard from her, she doubled back toward the burning library. She got herself the dangerous notion that she's going to cover scripts from her old home, though I think she's avoiding the actual library, seeing as it's the epicenter of the devastation. She went to a place called Phlogiston. Then she went to the village that used to be called Babbling Springs before the war. Out in the contested lands, and that's as much as I know about where to find her. If you can't find her then, maybe she's taking a chance out of the library itself. Just why are you here to paddle? There's a specializer in written things, but the school's gone. And so most of my clients these days are mostly doing wineskin, shoes, lamp oil, nothing glamorous. And we could say that, but meh. That's all I need for now. So go to Village of Place, which would be, yeah, over here. Adding new random locations to the map. Woo. What was I supposed to do with the Forge Master? Oh yeah, I was supposed to go to the Forge. And get the Forge jewels. But firstly, hi, do you have anything new? He has nothing new. Lovely, isn't it? Anyway, boop. You must give your party before finishing forth. Wait, think about, was I? Yeah, okay, I did start that. Lohara, you have returned. I'm looking for some nappy tours on behalf of Jaspers. Jaspers? No one's ever heard from him in some time. Soon he did his part to create the Forge Hill, but that was later asked what Napper to do after setting the foundation. Quite soon he was ordered to return home. This, on the other hand, is the vanguard of my work. I told you in the time when they'll no enemies for my iron to kill. So where did Jaspers end up? So, do we go with the honest thing, but... There remote on the mountains, claiming to spell on its boundaries. No, that's on Coast gives us the way to do it, but... So your absence would be frowned upon, that someone would have no to be reduced as only barb to excuse his detour. At least I hope so, for his sake. But he's not my ward, not my concern. See how good to know he's alive. What do you know about him? On the superficial, sadly, he worked in stone. I'm more keen on matters we rarely compare notes. I knew he was arrogant, talented beyond his years of talent. Not to say he was an F, far from it, but a few years of flaking sure does not make one Kyra's gift to the Forge found. So, tools. Now that I want to inventory the stone ships kept with them. All four stoneworkers left some time ago, and a few of them meant to return north by ocean travel. Spent first traveling to the southern coastline. I imagine they've probably gone by now, but if you need those tools, I can't imagine they had room on the carriage to take all those sledgehammers. If I were you, I'd ask around for Cassandra, or since she's likely on a boat home right now, see if some of the local was drafted to attend to her haul stuff. Maybe then have someone who insists for long she couldn't take on the boat. Aside from that, I suppose in the abstract I could have someone cast a few chisels and hammer. But if you're looking for tools made by and for the stone Edwards, I think Southampton is your best bet. Okay, well, new locations to go to. Because the course won't all just be simple, just go to Leffins Crossing and be done. That would be a go to Leffins Crossing and then come back. Okay, so now to go to all these random places and see what awaits us here. So far, it doesn't seem as bad as most people say. It's just I was tired as shit when we first went to that, and I was like, oh, here's 10 pages of dialogue. Just here's everyone's life story. It's like I don't wanna. So anyway, now that I'm actually in a better mood, let's go investigate things. Like, oh, you forgot to do the thing that you did. You save before traveling. Remember that. Save before traveling. I'm encountering the Leffins Crossing. And this is why we save before traveling. As you walk along the bank of small streams. Yep, gently small stream. Here's flashing coming from the reedy shallows. You recognize as the sound of the rush fish. The rush fish. No, well, no, Darcy. The flesh of the rush fish is a common staple in Territory cuisine. You look down into the water and see three of the whiskered creatures, fat and oblivious. Hunted. If you look down the slimy fish, they pay you no mind. I go jump bows. I shall use my lore. Well, no fisherman. You know a thing or two about Russia's feeding habits from the stage of the natural world. You thread and tie off a needle before bending into a rough hook, then push it through the fatty throats of a Kara beetle. You wait by the shore roast. Spying out a likely target, then lower the Kara beetle into the water. Surely enough, the fish swallows the inset whole. With a sharp yank, you set the hook and then pull the heavy catch from the water. We don't get any buffs, but we gain some more raw meat. Ooh. It's a shame you can't actually cook the meat. It's like we have spires and everything. We can't figure out how to cook the meat, though. To make it, you know, not murder us slowly. So, South Haven. I would assume since it's a town, I don't have to, you know, sneak. And besides, Leffins Crossing, they let me down. Well, they like me downhill. Capitan, a middle-aged man, nods to you, clutching a small apple crate in one arm. Does not appear to be doing that. He looks like he's pondering to me. A well-worn scrap of parchment pokes out of his bald fist. Charcoal tally marks his on its exposed surface. Well, my trailer, I'm sorry I was going these out for Herman and didn't see you coming. Welcome to safe South Haven. You look just like the portrait. I mean, it's a cloudy likeness. Oh, you look more regal in person. I mean, Governor Balls, it's an honor to meet a pathfinder of your statue. As the awkward bounces out, follow the crate, bounces out with hands rolling past your feet. Sorry, he sets the container down. There's something I can do for you? I'm not familiar with stuff I'm telling about. Not sure what it's very note. Got the river and the sea nearby, and live by what they bring us on the good seasons. Trade for what we don't have when our luck dries up. The border way good. I think our forces were born to and seem to ignore us. Some recruits from the Corps came in years past and rounded up some folks who were out in the fields, and they took Potuwit's boy, and also the Corps patrons, but that's the worst. Was the worst of it. I've heard plenty of stories from out on the tales. The folks gone while tragedy. Now compared to the suffering you see in Asheville, we were fortunate, no denying that. Tyranny is very generous staff by Portsman. Oh, the arrival was the biggest change we've experienced in a long time. It's been maybe 2 years. Scully in charge came to town and we all thought we were being invaded, but nope, just a bunch of craftsmen working past each other the old port south of Hill. When they arrived, they were ill with fever and needs rest, and so Lena was knocked off. We let the forge farm use her house. It seemed to be temporary, but either the ship they meant to board sank or they had changed plans. Found later the forge farm were still here and making themselves at home. Down hurt the villagers were fascinated by the crafting methods of the youngsters in the village, all lined up for lessons. The costly price they self-fitted tutor some of them. They've been awful helpful. Spirits and arrowheads were hunters, plows for the fields, fishers for the rivers, even a her for two for those cold nights. Those to help us keep safe and stand watch over the town. If I were younger, I'd ask them to train me. Son is almost always at work. Just on the roof of the building behind me, she's a busy woman, but I'm sure she has time for you. What do you know about her? She's a grandpa, she's no spring chick, but she can split a boulder better than any man in the village. You tell her apprentices respect her just by the way they look at her. And when the village hears us that way, she speeds up, we take notice. She's intimidating though. I wanted to give her a suggestion about some stone arrowheads she flashed, but she looked really angry when I approached her. She was yelling at one of her students and Noah was on fire or something, so my time was poor. Thought I'd love to learn from her, but I'm sure to be taken seriously as a candidate. And what do you do? I'm no one important. I've never touched a particular trade, and I'm not a man of letters. I just help out where I can. Got the produce environment. It lets me take a few fruits when I'm done. And guards the porch farmers need fresh water, so I'll pump it for them from time to time. Sure, Cassandra appreciates that. So, wait, is this even legal for the forge bound to set up in a village without knowledge from the overlord and all that? I'm sure Tyranny would be questionable of this. Very questionable indeed. Like, why are the forge bound still here? Why haven't they returned? Why aren't they working for the Empire? There's a lot to be questioned here. There's Erasmus. A man scrunches the bars around me, picks them up, shakes them, and sets them down to satisfy after examination. Was it fennel pollen or rhubarb root? Sure, something I could do for you? Yeah, what are you looking for? My wife took a recently, burning temples and off her rash. She's a tough one, but I wanted to give her some medicine. I know that poured silverthorn works well, but that's a few rings too many for me. There must be an alternative. The other bark spudge weren't almost as potent as silverthorn, but a lot more plentiful. Oh, thank you, that's very kind of you. Quite worried about my wife and these herbs will really help us. Is there anything I can help you with? I'm looking for people. Maybe in parents of Alexandra. No issue with her. Truth be told, whenever I've spoken to her, you can hear her barking orders at apprentices at all hours of the day. I feel comfortable interrupting those sessions, though. I know it's supposed to captain and help them out from time to time. I've already talked to him. But what about him? He's been self-in for a long time. Everyone knows him. He's a simple man, but about as good heart as they come. My father grew up with him right at Hill. So he's always been kind. Captain doesn't have a trade to speak of, other than helping others. Father always waited to pick herbs for me if I asked him. He likes to stay near the village entrance to travels most of the time. Then he's always assisted folks in the forest round. He's one of the few that are allowed to wander about during evening curfew. Of course, everyone knows he's meant by the leader. He finds every excuse to be close to that forest bound and every excuse to avoid speaking of Cassandra. He's an old man with a child's heart. Okay. Hi. She talked over a patchwork sash van over a pair slung over her shoulders to the skin on her sunburned face, melted with a pair of naturally flesh-freckled cheeks. She speaks in indirectly to two nearby villagers, and when I turned to picture of a recent hunt. I had to crawl real low through the brush. Those critters have eyes like eagles, but are too deaf to hear their own farts. I got close enough to see its nose were wriggling in the air. You can actually feel you coming that way, you know. But it's too late. Once we're thrust later, turn into dinner. Here's your approaching, spins around and spill her out playfully. Aha, who goes there? Her laugh is hard, but ends abruptly as she takes snow of your appearance. She drew a weapon on me. Crack. Murder. Baldy's face, I had no idea you were pissing, for it gives a jest. Then burn with her overabundance of energy since childhood. One way or another comes out. What can I do for you? What do you think of Cassandra? She's a tough nut to crack. She's been pounding steel for so long that she's forgotten how to hang up the hammer and enjoy other pursuits. First got to know her after we got to talk about hunting implements. I think she saw something in my enthusiasm for it all, and we became pals. She's a much different person after she unwinds. Not that there's anything wrong with having a tough exterior. She's a master of napping, after all. You got to maintain appearances. Her tours seem unique any chance you part with them. Doubt Otto goes on about is her chest or smolds, flats, tampers. You know so much to know about wedges and handles. If you need your tools, ask her. I bet she'll make them for you just to show off what she can do by her tools. If you need tools. But her tools, seriously, that's probably the only thing in this world she generally loves. Still, it's weird. One of these things where there's a lot of lore going into this, but not a lot of actual anything else. Like, these NPCs are actually not that relevant. Sure, they have a lot to talk about, but as for actual purpose, not really that much. I mean, I'll take all this loot, though. So she's supposed to be up here somewhere, right? Ah, yes. But firstly, who are you? Melchizedek is a chested man. Sacrifice there is a stern expression, eyeing you nonchalantly as you approach. Large horseshoe mustache traces the top of his mouth before racing down into his chin while we speak. The bristles nearly mask his lips. Well met, freight binder. What do you need? So... well, who are you? Nicodemus, Cassandra's second. I refuse these and I bet on all these pups in the forge. Watch over things while Cassandra has better things to do, which is always. What do you need? Well, what can you tell me about your leader? Tough but frail. Cassandra knows that teaching and napping are both acts of redemption. In the case of teaching, one chips away at ignorance. Some don't like her approach, some fools are not fit for her guild. So why is the forge found here? Ask Cassandra, she gives the orders here. No point in guessing at her meaning. Oh, okay, well, bye, I guess. So now then, now that I've looted the entire town, ooh, stuff. Oh, something actually may be useful. Let's see, heavy armor bronze, less useful. Finesse when inflicting crits, wits when inflicting miss. Eh. Yeah, I don't care about it anymore. Anyway. Cassandra. A small group of forge-bound Santa conference around a older gray-haired woman, blue-tattooed streaks trail down her from her hairline, coming to rest upon a pair of eyebrows. Permanently fetching a severe expression, she grasps a hunk of jasper and strikes it 4 times with a sharp piece of obsidian. The motion should fill her with a medic as you work the stone, its mundaneness breath. Sinewy biceps contrast to control the force from each impact, keeping the jasper remarkably still. That's your sentence. If the shave in my doesn't feel inevitable, then you're wasting your strength and my time. Noticing you approach, he halts her demonstration and waves off her apprentices. We'll continue this later. Fatebinder, I'm Cassandra, master of napping the forge bound. Present on my charge. On your time assignment, South Energy melt for this meeting to be chance. What else I could do for you? Anyway, how did you end up here in South Haven? Master Nap is my duty to build the fortress to keep the others occupied. Bronze and iron the guild's trademark, but the stone's the foundation. When Cairo's conquest began, my kin followed the armies into the zeros, and I led the efforts to build up Lefrin's Crossing. With our task of the crossing complete, that was not to do after but return home. I barely made the long march south, so I decided to head towards the closest part, just Snail Hill, and planned to catch a boat back home. But the journey here was difficult for bandit temperatures on the road. Fancy our forge influence and thought them fair payment for the use of the road. I refused, and we bring them with our hammers. I crafted a rear pursuit, and some others in the party were wounded. Especially in the South Home seemed wise. The locals who were overly accommodating. Started wondering if I'd ever live through the sea for each other, so I decided to set up shop here, shop and teach here. Temporary stay became rather permanent. I thought Jasper's was master napping. Jasper, I thought officers of the court would be better informed, Fatebinder. There might be one master napping at a time. I'm not corpse yet, despite the wishes of my apprentice, so the title remains with me. Sport Ranger's Jasper's, however, he's not master. What have we been talking about Jasper's? The only title he's fit to wear is Master of Arrogance. He was a dutiful enough student, for I've heard the boast he's made to my apprentice in private. He learned correctly, I'll give him that, but he's a long way off from obtaining any kind of mastery. It takes at least a decade of constantly impressive work before the guild will allow for the title of master to be bandied about. If I drop dead tomorrow, though, a dozen others more qualified to inherit my title. Well, apparently she doesn't. But he's not the master of napping now, is it? Jasper claimed the title from the teacher came up in part from the investigation find. That's true, someone must be missing. Be informed about. If it's true that Jasper's claiming such things, know that this is the punishable offenses in the forge-bound guild. When you are more at liberty to discuss what you know, please bring this to the guild's attention. I'm able to retrieve Jasper's napping tools. Jasper's tools? What sort of nonsense is this? Good catch, I'm starting to suspect I've been duped, and I'm guessing the other tools are yours. You come out with money 50 years for the guild, has had to make me a tool set of the most exquisite craftsmanship. No doubt that's what Jasper has in mind. After we left Lefrin's Crossing, I noticed the set was incomplete, so key hammers and chisels were one of my best loops all missing at the time. Assumed the fault lay with me, the way just Southend wasn't without shovels, and I assumed I misplaced things during the shuffle. I would never guess that Jasper would steal them from me, from his own master. My knees were still good for sprinting. I chased down the ungrateful rake and pulverized the skeleton one bone at a time. Suppose making tools is what I do best, not like I can't replace what was lost, but those tools were a gift. Not even I can fashion sentiment out of a rock. Not sure exactly how I can. Not sure how exactly I can help you with the situation. How many of these tools are special? Later fashioned them as a part of a series of work inspired by some pre-war study into the tide caches in the way. She took it upon herself to spend a year working on the crystals and matters like the caches used in their designs. My tools were some of her best pieces that came from this year of experimentation. Trying to make a big deal about having tools inspired by Tears from Matchbook. In the finance I've used, I guess the idea is that some of the Moonlight's energy remains trapped in the business end of the tools. All I know is that with them in hand, I can work faster with more precision and strength. Truth I could do just fine with lesser tools, as much as I adore the set Zona made for me. Nobody can make a handle to fit my hand quite like I do. But just for thanks he could claim the rest of my tools and pretend greatness that ungrateful wretch is dead to me. If needs were still good, I'd be... yeah. So here's the thing. How do I want to handle this? The tools are right for yours. Thank you, Fate Finder. But we could clear this up without misunderstanding. Sorry that one of my own deceived you is this instructor. I sure spotted the flaw in this real approach. The shame is mine that it was not clever for our ranks sooner. So, we basically need to go back to Jasper and tell him to, you or... you're an asshole. Gotcha. Simple. Trying to make me murder an innocent person for their tools. Well, I'm not exactly sure she's innocent. I mean, here's the thing, it sounds better though from her point of view. She came downhill, realized that people needed help, didn't seem like, you know, traveling by sea to the north, which would be a while. I'm still not entirely sure if it's entirely legal for her to stay down there, while the war is going on. But there's nothing about that, so shrug. The problem though is the fact that, yeah, she needs those tools probably more than Jaspos. So way, the fuck Augustin. Stone. I sure saved before traveling, you know. Oh well. You should consume overcome happens instant, doesn't seem to counter into recovery. But it puts them all on cooldown. So hey, our commander's flight's done. Ooh, combat? Keep closer, chum. Let's have a good look at you. Transfer and destroying assassins by Princess. Possibly we're only free to kill this favorite. But if you come here for a fight, I'm sure we can oblige. Don't bring you to the shit stand village. For Phoebe. You've been lucky catching crew that are looking there. But to pay attention to the names. Returning to tell him details that first or second. You should talk to the boss about them. Yeah, but anyway. Hoping you say that. Cause you know, why wouldn't I murder?
Send them at me in waves!
Yeah. Cause it seems like something I would do, you know. Why wouldn't I murder the Scarcrows? Anyway, haste. Still can't touch this. Oh, you've already cast a regen on someone. But anyway, cast that's not the worst, I suppose. Anyway, you cast haste on me. As for myself, well, let's see, spells. I'm gonna start casting out me, and then cast out you. And then probably one of those. Ooh. Oh, so I'm curious. Why is... Oh, he's bleeding. I was like, Wait, no, he has a wound. Where the fuck did you get a wound from? Did I not notice that? How did you get a wound?
No, crap! My nose! My nose!
Well, as we say Fury over there has entirely. See
that? I'm not.
Oh, this weapon is like nipples on men. Useless.
Smashed to pieces!
I know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking to you. Yeah, we totally talked to her about Phoebe, didn't we? Totally. Seriously, the fuck happened to Lantry? I guess we do need to go rest then. How did he take it? How did he get wounded? Oh, I know, it's called a notebook. Oh, I guess those things are just sellable. Not relevant as much as I thought they would be. Oh well. But hey, combat. Not enough to level us up though. Ooh. Is that the same one I bought? I think it is. Ah well. I could be looking for traps and everything, but doesn't seem like there'd be traps here. Still, I didn't realize Lantry was wounded this entire time. Hi, Phoebe. Nothing to tell, Gator. And to restrain the mid-range run. Manages a weak smile between swollen and blood-caked lips, though cuts and bruises. Burns on the length of her body. Quite composed her grants her surprise major dignity. Apologizes how right short and screams. She chuckles when she feels some unknown pain. Ah, Sage Phoebe, you're looking like you're staying a little active. Oh, for the love of... Well, I'm not surprised to see the Overlord's most loyal fanatic on the side of my captors. Who's your friend? This is Sage Phoebe, one of our branch members. It pains me to say so. She's an expert in concealment magic, or at least should be an expert enough to not have been caught. You want to tell Whiteside wants to date, or who am I? Whiteside sent you. Then there's there to discuss. What's the story with you and Wags then? But even you Northerners know how the Skull of Ink and Quill and the Tidecasters hate each other. Why sure if was the enemy then Kyra's minion showed up. I have a mission we go to know well. Step back and you strike through the side of her head and she went to the impact. I think I haven't suffered worse already. Oh, that mention was fair for details. I want your side of the story. Who's the beast right pig fucker couldn't hop on the floor too with the rest of those briny cowards. This relationship, as physically stimulating as it was mentally exhausting, it was a strife that spanned decades. Our scores forbade any such power and competence, as well as, but the danger made it more intoxicating. What do you gain from your collaboration with it? Factorial volatile emotions and coitus-driven reconciliation. Upon my candor, if it strange to recall such things will fester in bruises again. Pardon the candor. Oh yeah, I'm my mistake. I may assume you two work together. I can't imagine why such all they told me about himself. That was his discoveries. Together, he and I discovered something special. His understanding of culture Jade's magic and my knack for inspiration all came together when we pulled our rings to purchase a text copy from the Forge Bound. After you think about it. Oh shit, I just realized something. So, Wagstaff wants something from that's basically Forge Bound related. Wow. Jasper wants something that's basically Tidecast related. Huh. Anyway, tell me about the discovery of yours. For some refinements to existing theories of water magic. Revelatory in the academic sense, mainly to adventure some practical sort like yourself. So you did find some undiscovered accident or some new arcane power. I assure you such matters are not beneath me. I can't help you. The writings weren't where they were supposed to be, and I couldn't rewrite from memory. The knowledge is good as gone. By the way, my Tidecaster here since our final stage, no doubt should be eager to jostle your memory. Indeed, I'd love to pick your brain, slowly. I know all too well you mean that rev literally. Fine, I'll talk. Chance to understand fluid forms and my understanding of preservation magic. A perfect forge-bound text. We sort of bumped into a most curious discovery. Find your expression that affects the transition of metal from molten state back to solid, we called it aqueous metallurgy. I think the name is loftier than any practical applications that came of our work. Going forward with our research presented problems, but then the war broke out. It became larger concerns for all involved. I hid what I thought was the only copper work, but it was claimed by Firestone by a looter who got that first. Where do you stash them? Well, of course, I'm no longer concerned. If you let me go, I'll tell you where you hid the... Don't. She's good at illusion stuff, so she could technically disappear. But fine. Look to the southwest and smash crate between a burnt tree and the blackened remains of a house. My magic considers image, but if you know where to look, you ought to see it. Thank you for my life, though. Feel free to spread the word that I'm a corpse. Life might be easier that way. Safe travels. Huh. So something about burnt tree and thing. But honestly, I probably should have just let her be and went back to both of them empty-handed. But I'm seeing a pattern, and that's concerning, isn't it? A bit. Just a bit. If you think about it. Here we go, this. So the tomb of Aquinas metallurgy, this book contains this densive amount of information regarding how to mix forge bound Tidecast magic together in beneficial ways. Well, we could bring it back to Wagstaff. But do I really want to help Wagstaff? More so than I want to help Jan, I suppose. I don't know about that. Anyway, yeah, I should have saved before traveling, shouldn't I have? Oh well. So have you made me anything? Oh, look at all that stuff. Anyway, the problem though is, yeah, I can't train. Sad. Wait, have I talked to you before? Could be dead before long. Okay. Why don't you show me what you had? Wait, what? Oh, she just makes stuff, so she's useless to us. Right now, anyway. Anyway, back to the mountain fire. Woo. Okay, while we're here. You have my stuff? Oh, do. Ravnos. Yeah, more iron. Yes, more iron. Hide. Okay. So what don't I need? Keeping that just cause. Don't need. Don't need those. And I don't know about how many scrolls I really need, so yeah. Definitely need a lot more iron though. What's basically you can get a bunch of iron if you just keep wandering in circles while it builds up from your spires, to be honest. Because forge. Right, bonus. How's my iron coming along? Oh, so my new plate, because it's a thing. Not that I'm actually going to use it, but artifact. I guess if you make the other artifact. Not that one though. Hound hides mantle. Just need to check something. No, it's not you. I think maybe it's the one back there that, well, I don't think he actually has that. I think he has something similar to that, which isn't what I'm after. Anyway. So to make my stuff actually, you know, effective, I'd need... I could upgrade 3 things, that's basically it. Ugh. With your stuff. 7, 24. Should upgrade 3 things now too. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Well, let's upgrade my helmet. Let's upgrade that. And I don't have the money for the rest. Shame. Oh well. And yeah, I won't have the rest of the money to actually start work on one of those either, so. Wait, before we do that, I need to do this again. It's my rest button. So we rest. We lose some of our buffs to go back down to Lifton's Crossing. Cause I need my buffs back. Look, why might look? Oh, it's just you. I might hear some Bane drop again, which would have been odd for it to be though. Now I could toggle fast and slow modes if I really wanted to. Half the time I feel like I do need slow mode for how fast Lantry's casting spells, though. Anyway, boop. Still amusing. Well, I guess we're just gonna go back, and I guess the only one we really helped was Wagstaff, because we're gonna go back to Jasper to tell him what we know and how we didn't get the tools for him. Which honestly, Jasper seemed like a better person to side with than Wagstaff, but at the same time, well, maybe I don't have to give Wagstaff the thing. Maybe I could give it to Jaspers. Wouldn't that be fun? Buried the bastard's wound. I should have saved before doing that. In hindsight. In hindsight, I probably should have. Ah, well. What I mostly want to do is I want to go after explore the old walls in this place, which, you know, I'm not supposed to be able to do that. I'm not supposed to go into the old walls. The fact that I'm throwing up the whole, legally this place isn't exactly in the old walls, but try to pull out that stuff on someone like me. But anyway. Let's see what decisions we make. Hi, Jaspers. Ah, Vapor, you've returned. Something else you need? Decided not to take back your tools. Smile vanishes and quickly replace a mask and cover his first rage. Paper on that news is beyond disbelief to me. The tools made for a modest request. I don't see a way for us to forge on ahead. Sounds a session to my power points beyond use. Excuse me, Faith Partner. Sarah's have needs I must attend to. Oh, that's... Yeah, that's how I expected that to go. So I have an upright there. What if I give him the book, though? Cause giving it to Wagstaff seems stupid, so... What if I give him this book? Then I tell him I don't have his tools. So the student parkour matter look interesting. So it matters. I'll try to know what you're talking about. Well, Wagstaff wants it, which made me think you'd want. I guess you're right, I do want it. If only so Wagstaff can't have it. Make me an offer. I'll offer you some tests of my own. You can't crack this many rocks and I have a few gemstones. Meh. Yours. Sure. And then, pleasure as always. But anyway, I'm not bringing that back. Well, for members, seems shows dedication to the wound's well-being. So basically, I helped him, but yeah, I didn't help him. My true for no reform or fighter test. No doubt you've heard of the beast from Reef Town. Folks here often thought her fight to the wound's well-being, and they're right, just not the way they think. To make a power spectacle on the steed, where the sives I use to filter water require a sensitive component. Beastman bone meal. My first water filters use bones from a fallen beastman, but again, with state supply require unnecessary methods that I won't condone. Don't change things, she was there to give generously, so to speak. She would bring me her tea for ribs, even give me more ribs than you could find in a typical beast rib cage. Oh, that's just creepy. No idea Reef Town seemed to grow back these massive bones. The bone meal I made from her was 4 times effective by weight. Well, she's now deep in the old world, so most certainly dead is a ghastly request, but I need someone to bruise the depths from eternal remains. Pains me to ask such a thing, but I know Reef Town would want me to protect Fastest wound in any way possible. Wait, all of you war systems made out of dead beastmen? Well, no, I mean there was a layer of bone meal that sits along. So I'd overlays of porous materials and look, it's a very small but very essential reagent in purifying the water. No beasts were slain in the making, it's just like things were made out. It's not like these things were made out of condensed beastmen babies or anything. Well, she isn't dead. She's not dead, then Kairos be praised. She's the toughest beast in all terrors. She is alive, so I'd like her to come back. Even if I can't promise her that everyone else forgives her, I miss her, and if she refuses to come back, don't ask for needs a rib, maybe 2. What should I search? We know she descended to the depths of the overworld, so the teleport on the east side of the wound can take you down there. I wish I could give you some pointers beyond that, but as you'll discover the overworld Tristan and Snake as they descend, will Reef Town is gone as anyone's guess. Thank you for pains me to ask such a thing, but I do so for the sake of my people. I keep us drinking clean water for expansion, but without a new supply of the critical reagent, our days are numbered. Hold on to this. Allows you to teleport. I didn't have any warden's keys last time. Yeah. I don't need this. My return doesn't bring me between the old worlds much. Well, there are only ancient bridgeways that open and close by magic, and the warden key on like these magic. Great broadcast, I made sure the stones generally perfectly. Wagstaff has a replicate magical keystones. Several of these warden keys were patrols. Well, you guys aren't supposed to be going into the old walls anyway. As of thug and choose and threaten to help them keystone from down below. Touch your hand, use the stone, so you might have to find her guilt or something, and the likely eventuality of her being uncooperative. There's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to make a save, though. Because I'm curious what happens if I do it this way. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to reload again, and we're going to basically potentially lock ourselves off from both of them. So basically say, hey, I didn't bring you the thing, and he's going to be like, man, we have nothing to talk about. Then we'll go to Wagstaff and be like, hey, I didn't bring you the thing, and he's going to be like, well, we have nothing to talk about. And then we'll be locked out of everything, won't we? That should be interesting. Not to take back your tools. And, yeah. Nothing left to say to you. Then we go back to Wagstaff and we tell him we didn't give him his thing. And then we'll see how that goes. Fate Binder. Some have news regarding for Opie. Let her go. You found her and let her escape. Did she still be a threat? Did you at least find anything of hers? No doubt she traded you something for her life. You seem to care more about this birth than if I let her go. We always run the risk of being discovered even before we lowers the risk. It does not remove, but this tomb could help me raise defenses against a larger threat. You might not follow my orders, but you brought me back something better. I didn't give you... I didn't say to give him the book. And then the old walls, Reef Town, and... think about. I just loaded the wrong save, didn't I? I didn't do that how I wanted to do after all. I didn't realize he was just going to give her the book. I thought I was just going to bring up the fact that I knew about the book. But no, I just gave him the book. I didn't want to give him the book. Because I'm curious how, you know, giving them nothing advances anything. Because they both have reasons for wanting, you know, Reef Town's body. It's one of those situations where both want the same thing. Just different methods to it. Anyway, decide not to bring back your tools. Okay, bye. Now we go back down to Wagstaff. Fate Binder. I have news going forward. Why let her go? Julie, no doubt she's trying to do something for her life. I'm sure like to tone your question. You let her go and return empty-handed. Be gone. Are you gonna handle separate tasks? You're no use to me. Now go. Your present offense. Oh, there you go. So now what? Yeah, that's the question is, now what? That might be a soft lock right now, or I can't actually do anything. Imagine if you've managed to finish both Wagstaff and Jasper's. Actually, saying one is a triple feat, but getting them to unite in the states of use quite an accomplishment. Probably noticed that both Jasper's and Wagstaff are from March 7. And you've likely noticed well they both want the fastest moving process though, long past working together toward that prosperity. There's another way in the womb to see if you're interested. What do you have in mind? Don't put in much to admit, but this place ran best when Reef Town was in charge. We probably think this place needs a leader, not a primer. But Jasper's one step are going to get most of all of us killed eventually. But as Death is alive, she needs to be convinced to come back. But everyone thinks she's dead. Why would you want her back? Yes, I can be fair to what happened to Let's Play, or can focus on the future of the settlement. Appears to believe she intentionally sick people. I think instead she has a magic power that she just needs help controlling. Besides, there were some who were healed from her and who didn't become sleepless. I think maybe she healed someone then they didn't become sleepless, huh? It was just a cut. Just a small thing. She pressed her hand on it and it got better. It's nothing for Pharaoh drawing suspicion, but truth it felt quite fine, though I'm lying I said I could be lying if I said I could sleep easy away, but I think it's because I missed that scene. I'm sure the question isn't after staying in, or at least I have to think that way. Now, how would one bring back Reef Town? You have to find her and convince her to come back, or take advantage of her nature. Can't use her strength as a form of debate. From what I know of her, she let out self-loathing over the sleepers, so the trick is convincing her there's hope. General convenient lets me confession on the Reef Tower and didn't intend to make anyone sleepless. I'm saying top emphasizes unintended side effect of an inexperienced, untrained mystic, meaning such things can be corrected with training. Nothing was writing down the subject right before she stopped being able to write. You can find a corpse down there. I can't imagine the bayonet her notes. And what do you get out of this? I get back a lead that doesn't feel the bane and one who could probably order all the beasts with our protracted argument. And maybe I could stay reached out and I could find a way to reverse the sleepless disease. Yeah, I'll try to find her. You need a keystone in Spattered Monica. You know what she's up to, right? I can't imagine she should be able to leverage any cooperation with that information. I suggest searching the best known in the hunting parties have cut sight of last one source bet she's descended far into the old wall steps. Here, take this, the code of warrant to you. The last one is fortunate real moment of collaboration between Jaspers and Wagstaff. That may be used to interact with oddities in the old walls from a distance, like those beacons that we often see. That's to make your journey as quick as possible, that's why I've always sent some of the hunting parties into the depths. The best men, I'd say, hard lurks among them all. That'd be for a good purpose. My bet is they're all looking for Reef Town and not for a cordial conversation. Yeah, I should have probably read what Wagstaff wanted her for, but we know he wants her for her bones. Mel just wants her because she could actually lead this place, probably. Better than either of them. Anyway, I need to add to Third Watchtower Power so that the keys can open. Yeah, I've got the Watchman interested in me for safekeeping. Why should I let some outsider take off him? Here's why I don't talk to this. I have important business in the walls after settlement. But of course, don't let this peon delay you in forever. Don't take my needing too seriously, if anybody not many scholars to crack down here. So I've got to get my excitement where I can. Watch over the sleep this while you're down now. Do us a favor and put a few out of that misery. Well, that was easy. So yeah. I'm not sure how I want to do this. Because there's the whole you could side with Jaspers and go in here to find her. You could side with Wagstaff and go in here to find her. Or you could piss both of them off and go in there to find her. So, yeah. But anyway, that's enough of this video. Yeah, I think I prefer this outcome better. They're both angry at me. But, oh well. Like I give a damn. We'll go try to find her if she's dead or alive. If she's dead, maybe we'll come back bearing bones for him. Forgot what Wagstaff wanted. I should have read over that, to be honest. But I was too annoyed by the fact that, hey, I just gave him the book. I didn't want to just give him the book. I wanted to question him on the book. And then deny him the book. But anyway, so, yeah, that's done. We go into the depths. Won't that be fun? But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all, and have a nice day.